Hey there, fish keepers. This is the story of my newest tank to be set up. It was completely unplanned. I had an idea, but those things got turned on end, and I ended up having to use it to hatch out blue eyes while I was gone to a conference. But I did know that I wanted a piece of wood in the middle. It's the center tank there. I threw in the spawning mops when I went away for the conference and squeezed out a sponge filter. And when I got back, there was a bunch of baby blue eyes in it. There was a bit of hornwort that I also threw in to, take up nutrients while I was gone. So the tank is a 12-gallon aquatop. It's a high tank. It's 20 by 40 by 60. I have about 1.5 inches to maybe 2 inches of black S sand in it and an Aqua L internal sponge filter. I've got it set on the lowest setting for the sponge filter so that there's not a lot of current for the fry. And the fry did really well. Like when I was gone, there was probably 40 to 60 furcatus fry that were in there. And then I added some blue eyes. And it's done pretty well for growing the fry, but it just didn't really look good in between my two Blackwater tanks here. I wanted it to be a brighter tank to kind of contrast the Blackwater tanks. So I have some Anubius pinto that's in another tank. It's not doing well, it doesn't have enough light. So I took it out and used that piece of driftwood, which has some nice holes, and stuffed the roots in there so that it covered the driftwood. And I figured because it's got a pretty decent tiger light on it, that it would show off the white in the Anubius pinto a lot better. Didn't look super great when I first set it up. You can see the fry have grown a little bit here. And I thought that, the hornwort would work great in there to have a bit of red in it. But it just, it doesn't totally work. The hornwort grows way too fast. So what ends up happening in this tank is it stops the flow from reaching the bottom part of the tank. So you get a lot of accumulation of brine shrimp and accumulation of waste down at the bottom. And I wanted the tank set up so that I could take everything out, which is what it's like, but also have good flow and for the fish to be able to use the entire area. But it has been where I knocked back the hornwort quite a bit and improved the flow in it. And since that time, the fry have grown up pretty decently. So you can see that the Forktail Blue eyes grew pretty decent, and the red neon blue eyes. I also had some random CPDs that I threw in there, so you can see some of those. And you can see when I feed the brine shrimp, it's in the water column fairly decently, but on the left-hand side, you can see where, the hornwort is just really bunching up and causing a lack of flow in that area. Hair algae hasn't been too bad in this tank. The hornwort is taking up enough nutrients that the algae isn't going crazy. And, the fish can get to most of the brine shrimp, and there's some orange Neocaridina shrimp that I threw in here as a backup colony to take care of leftover waste food, but I think that there's just too much. So I really need to change the way that this tank is set up. It was originally designed so that I could pull out that central piece of wood with the Anubius on it and also pull out the hornwort, and then because this is going to be a fry grow out tank, I could then just easily catch all the fish that are in it, like take down the water level a little bit so that the fish don't jump out while I'm trying to catch them. But I thought that it would, work great for that. It just doesn't look the greatest, and it doesn't have great flow. This is what it looks like against the other tanks, and I think that it should be more of a highlight there, so got to improve the look of it. I think that if I add in some limnophilia on the sides rather than the hornwort, it'll be a lot easier to deal with because they kind of die off at the bottom so that there still maintains that good flow in it. But overall, the Anubius pinto seems to be doing really well. The leaves seem to be, getting more white because of the improved light, and I'm able to clean off the hair algae from it fairly easily as compared to before when it was in the other tank. And this tank doesn't seem to be, getting that much hair algae. We'll see if when I change it over to the limnophilia, if the hair algae gets worse, but I can always take that piece of wood out of there and just pick it all off by hand. In general, the idea of having a grow-out tank that I can easily catch the fish out of is solid. And I'm just going to have to work on the plant combination so that it looks great too. This is a work in progress. Stay tuned. Happy fish keeping!